Aujourd'hui, je vais parler de this ridiculous ideal that people aim towards, or say they aim towards, about how they want to change the world. Ooh, wow, narcissist much? So today I'll be arguing that that kind of pompous aim is most likely guaranteed to failure, and what one should aim for instead. Yeah, XenPuck here. I'm just some dude ruminating on the state of the world because I have a lot of free time, right? So definitely take anything spewing out of my mouth with a grain or a pour of salt. It's cool. I don't care if I'm right or wrong, but I sure am full of it. Opinions, that is. So I hear this from people all the time, mostly young people, or people from big cities, or moved to big cities, the ones with the big dreams. Talk about how they're gonna do really important work and want to change the world. Maybe it's because they've seen one too many Steve Jobs biopics, or just really buy into the company koolaid of whatever green initiatives that companies are into these days, right? But the idea is the same. Or maybe it's just because I live in the grand old US of A where people still have the luxury of dreaming, and boy do we dream big. Because think about the phrase itself. We all want to change the world. Not just the place we live, but the world. My lord. I hope you can sense my cynicism sense tingling. So here's my rebuttal on why that is a dumb idea. Point number one. Who's the one actually saying we'll be changing the world? Mostly people from rich countries, or those of us who grew up without the burden of having to grow up too fast, I'd imagine. Why do I say that? Oh, I don't know. Think about it like this, right? If you had to support your family from the time you were a teen with low-end, labor-intensive jobs, I doubt your aim is so much changing the world, but changing your immediate circumstances, right? Maybe then changing the circumstances of your family units, and then slowly move on up in terms of reach, right? That seems more reasonable, doesn't it? So whenever I hear the youths of today aiming to change the world, I hear either incredible privilege, like that Theranos lady, Elizabeth Holmes, right, who literally wanted to change an entire industry through, apparently, her incredible ability to bluff alone, or the even more insidious option as someone like the WeWork founder, Adam Newman the douche, let's call him, because that guy thought he could change the world by, what was it? Charging higher rent for people who couldn't actually afford a real office by making small companies all have roommates with each other? That was the plan? And guess what he managed to change exactly? I mean, last I heard, it's only his wallet that got fatter by about $1 billion, right? And the world seems totally the same when compared to the pre- and post-WeWork piece of junk organization's existence. No? So I repeat again, think about who's spewing this total BS. Change the world? You know, maybe I'm being too harsh. In both of these corporate examples that I just gave, right? I guess technically the Holmes of Theranos and Newman of WeWork both did change the world to some extent, right? You know, for the worse. So I guess we just didn't consider how exactly they wanted it to change the world, right? Number two, another common sense point. The world is a very, very large place, right? That not a single piece of technology or idea could affect or would affect similarly all across the world. Think about some place like Facebook, right? When it started by the emotionless robot that is Hoodie Zuck, it was just a way to hit on girls at colleges. Let's be clear, okay? It's fun to stalk some girl you barely met at a party last night. Let me be clear, I'm not saying stalking is fun, but it's a thing that dudes definitely all do if they were interested in a girl, but are also too chicken to chat her up, okay? I've been there, and I'm sure most dudes have too. Not condoning it, but it is a minor offense in the grand scheme of things, right? And that's the roots of Facebook, right? A tool that is, at best, for douches. And then look at Facebook now with its we're gonna change the world attitude. Look at what it has become today. A spreader of misinformation on a global scale. It's the place where your old crotchety relatives go to pat themselves on the back on all the BS conspiracy theory forwarded to them from wherever. they think that they do have to be true because they keep seeing it circulated within their ideological echo chamber. Not to mention all the seemingly official videos from doctors on COVID. Oh Lord, who even know what's true anymore? It is basically the perfect incubation chamber for people who don't understand that fact-checking is a thing that real journalists actually have to do, right? That in the modern media, online media, that just doesn't exist. So has the world been changed? I guess so, right? I mean, I don't think it was the intent of Facebook to specifically make facts less relevant in life, but alas, here we are. Okay. Now, finally, cynicism aside, am I saying no individual or company should want to change the world? Or at least make the world a better place? Oh, no. Even I am not that cynical, right? I am all for it if you want to make things better, right? But maybe it's because I was closer to one of those aforementioned individuals that are hard up when I was younger. My aim is the type that grows slowly and steadily and starts off very, very small. I also wanted to help people, right? I only wanted to help, say, my handful of friends, right? Can I give them advice to help them in matters of love and work and how to be happier? I'd like to think I've contributed a tiny bit in the right direction for my handful of friends, right? And that was when I didn't have any other resource except a willing ear, okay? And now that I have much more time and mildly more energy still, my whole influencer life hangs in the balance of my subscriber count. I was just kidding, okay? Like I said, I can honestly say I don't care how many people my channel reach because I know the moment I give a shit about wanting more subscribers is when I'd have caved into the ever escalating idea that more is better, that there's literally never ever any end to more, because there's always more, right? So instead, hey, I have a classroom size audience and I do my best to help just that many people change their attitude maybe a little bit. Perhaps because now I'm talking about more than a handful of people, I can give less personal advice, right? But still, I know the mental game is the thing that can be adjusted. If happiness is actually the end goal, right? And that's all I can try to do here. Is that the world? Not nearly, but it is an improvement over, when I was trying to affect 5 people, and now I'm talking about like upwards of 50 people, right? Look, at the end of the day, I understand why companies and their founders may want to grow, right, all the time, talking about the world as if that's their reach, right? Because once again, they need to make money. After all, founders got to eat too, all right? Or buy their next helicopters or yacht. But I don't need to worry about eating or have the desire for money sinks like any kind of boats or toys anymore. So yeah, if you aim to change the world, it is almost a certainty you will lose sight of what the original aim was due to scale alone, right? And most likely the idea itself is just a reflection of your own giant inflated ego. Instead, why not aim to change the lives of those around you? After all, if everybody simply aimed to improve the lives of one other person around them, we'd all be in a better place, right? And that's just our world, not the world. Anyway, comment, like, and subscribe and all that social media jazz. Cheers, à la prochaine.